experienced 6 times. It's been different every time because as a freshman, you're moving in, 7 weeks worth of stuff, shampoo, clothes, everything. You have so much stuff. You're moving into this tiny little dorm space where you're about to share a room with someone you've never met before. So moving day is a lot of sweaty, dragging stuff up to your room, and as a freshman kind of awkwardly not knowing anybody else and being a little nervous about your first day. It's a unique experience. I get to see people that are very special to me that I don't really get to see at any other time in the year. Even though I'm not a student there, moving day is still important to me. So unlike a summer camp where you might swim or do archery, the governor's program has classes all day on the weekdays because it's a program for the gifted and talented academically and musically. The morning classes, there are 3 morning classes. Usually it's composition, science, and humanities, although grad classes may differ. And then there's lunch in the cafeteria, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all in the McNeese cafeteria. After lunch, you go to your afternoon classes, which are all arts-based classes. With the afternoon classes, you get to mingle with all ages of students. After your afternoon classes, you walk back to the cafeteria for dinner, and then after dinner, you walk back to the dorm, and there's free time to do your homework, to play ping pong, to hang out in the lobby. At about 9 o'clock is room check, and afterwards, based on what age, each class has a different curfew. So that's the day in the life of a GPGC student.
The classes at GPGC, I feel that you can get a lot more out of them than you can at school, because at school, basically the most emphasis is placed on tests and stuff, and at GPGC you don't really have any tests, and if you do, then they're really low key, and it's mainly emphasized on really learning, and you can, since there are only a few students per class, you can have a lot more interaction with the teacher and a lot more activities with your peers instead of just individual taking notes and stuff as you would at school.
Okay, I teach Humanities 2 and 3. Basically, we deal with literature, we read novels and poems and short stories, and we really just discuss. I mean, it's up to the students to read and do their assignments, but I think the biggest thing about my class is discussion and the ability for the kids to express their ideas. Humanities is important because the students are exposed to classic literature that is also moving and still relevant today. I think the most important thing is having the students relate to the literature, and I think that's what everyone should take away from literature, and hopefully humanities will give them a base for the reading for the rest of their lives.
I think it's important for people just in general to recognize that they have a voice that matters. So many times in school or just in family or life or in a job or wherever, your individuality, your say is sort of drowned out. And I think that writing in particular is a good way for students to understand that their observations matter regardless of who they are.
Out of all the academic classes at the GPGC, I feel like the class that was most beneficial to me was science, because Mr. Newman taught science in a way I was never taught before. I'm used to learning from the textbook memorization, but with him, he taught us to learn. Everything was hands-on rather than just reading and hearing, and I learned so much. It was just a great experience.
I think the program has had a big effect on my life. The classes here are different than normal school classes, so I can experience a different side of, say, science.
It's taught me that if you don't question something, you'll never find the truth, Like, if you just accept something without delving deeper inside it to understand it, you'll never have that understanding of it, obviously. and it encourages you to seek it that much more. You know, it becomes more real when you found it out for yourself.
Stage Tech is basically a workshop where the students are able to, in a controlled environment, learn to use certain power tools as well as just painting the set for the drama and the musical. And the teacher is Billy Hogan, who has plenty of experience, and the kids all have a great time. Everyone feels like they can contribute, and if you're not in the musical but you're in Stage Tech, you get to be a techie and help out backstage with the costumes and the makeup and moving the set pieces, and it's really a fantastic class.
Okay, and throughout the year in PE, we'll play basketball, football, baseball, soccer, we'll swim, we can play ping pong, and we'll get the track. If they want to run the track, they can do that. Just kind of give them a variety, keep them active, you know, sometimes just go ahead and burn off some of the energy that they have.
My favorite class would probably be musical, because even though I'm not really a dramatic person and I don't really participate in drama or musicals outside of GPGC, I feel like that at GPGC, even though I'm not as inclined dramatically as some other people, it's still really fun to be in the musicals.
I have sailed the world and seen its wonders, from the pearls of Spain to the... Well, musical leads is the class where if you have a main role in the musical, it's a class you have to take. It's basically a more extensive rehearsal of the production, focusing more on your parts. It was a good learning experience, actually. It helped me with every aspect of the dramatics. It also helped me grow as a person. It was a great class, it was fun, and it was worth every second of time I was there. Of course, again, just like the rest of the program, it was a great learning experience. It helped me grow as a singer, as a musician. It was really fun. I made a lot of friends there because a lot of people had to help me out as the only boy alto. But Miss Gabbard's just an amazing teacher. It was a great experience.
They learn a lot of history involved with the music, different styles, how to use their voice as an instrument. Everyone has a voice. You know, they don't have to go buy one or switch reeds. And, you know, so it's important because it's something that's coming out of them. And they're working as a unit also. Like I said before, they have to work together. Everyone's important. There's no big solo and just people in the background. It's everyone.
Well, in publishing class, the main purpose of the class, the crux of it is kind of introduction to journalism, sort of. And we use the weekly newspaper as the vehicle for them to learn that stuff. Students have pretty much all of the responsibility on the Thinker staff. They are in charge of generating the story ideas. They're in charge of creating the work that goes into it. They're in charge of collecting it, laying it out, distributing it from beginning to end. It's very much a student project. My job in there is to guide them and supervise and give grades, but other than that, the students do just about all of it.
I did grow a lot as a musician in those years. I'm a lot better at saxophone. I don't play much anymore, but it was really great to play when I was here. And it was cool to learn how to improvise. Like just learning how to kind of free flow stuff was really fun.
Each summer, the band has 2 concerts, the Midsummer Madness and the end of the summer performance. The kids in the band are so talented and they always have a great time playing. The students watching have a great time, and the teachers and counselors have a wonderful time at the concerts. Art happens right after lunch for the kids who prefer not to take chorus. Art at the Governor's Program, it's just an environment where you can work at any pace you need to work, and even kids who wouldn't think themselves to be talented artists can produce amazing artwork under the instruction of Billy. And it's just this really relaxing, laid back, but very productive environment. Last summer, we drew a composition of our own hand, and we were holding an object in 3 different positions. I had a great time in that class every single year, and I'm very happy with what art I produced.
I took the debate class in the afternoon for 3 summers at the Governor's Program, where we not only learned how to speak in a public and debate kind of setting, but we also learned the details of how to prepare and organize a debate, and also how to be a part of the debate process while one of your team members is speaking, not necessarily yourself. For example, how to take notes, how to organize your next argument, the order of arguments in debate.
Debate is my absolute favorite class. In debate, we get to choose some of our own topics to debate, and we're not just talking about little topics, we're talking about large topics.
During the debate class, we split into 2 groups, and we put together a debate project, which we presented at the end of the summer. And it was a really interesting and useful experience to learn how to put together a cohesive and convincing argument, and then be able to argue it in front of a group of people, and then be judged.
One of the most important parts of the Governor's Program is the weekends, because this is the time when students really get to know each other and socialize, and this is when you have the most fun. The weekends are packed with so many activities, but my 4 favorites are probably soccer, dances, movie nights, and swimming. Soccer generally happens on Friday nights, and most of the kids go to play soccer. It's a lighthearted, fun, just way to get your exercise, and I've never heard anyone not have a good time. Movie nights are Friday nights after soccer. Everyone gathers in the lobby, and Senior Store is able to sell snacks, and everyone brings their sleeping bags and their blankets, and we just watch a movie, whether it's Star Wars or Spirited Away or even a Disney movie like Mulan. The movie nights are just relaxing. They're just a way for everyone to get together and have a great time. Swimming doesn't happen every weekend, but when it does, it's a blast. Kids go to the pool that's at the rec at McNeese, and they swim for just 2 or 3 hours, but it's so much fun. You play basketball, you play volleyball, you have a great time. It's just a way to get your energies out and just hang out with your friends. Dorm life is one of the most important aspects of the GPGC, because you learn a different environment. It prepares you for living away from home. You do your own laundry, you learn responsibilities, as well as being able to bond and become very close with your friends. All the students' favorite part of the dorm is the lobby. The lobby is where boys and girls are allowed to go downstairs, play ping pong, watch movies, just generally hang out.
We are given a certain amount of responsibility as Governor's Program children. We're allowed to check out of the dorm and go pretty much anywhere we want on campus or in the surrounding areas, as long as we follow the rules. Check out, check back in, and have the correct number of buddies with you. Dorm life is really fun because it's separated co-ed floors, so girls floor and a boys floor. And you really get to know your roommates and your hallmates really well because you live with them for 7 weeks.
The Governor's Program places gifted children from all around southern United States in an environment with kids that are similar to them, so they're able to express their interests and their personality without any fear of being judged. And that has indirectly taught me that being yourself is the best way to go. And although that sounds cliche, I couldn't have learned it if I never came to the program.
really probably when I think about the governor's program, when I think about what I really liked, and maybe you did this too, but every day after we would eat dinner, we would go back and we'd sit in the lobby of the girls' dorm, and the guys would come over and we'd talk, and somebody would play the piano and we would sing, and maybe we'd play Risk, but we would just hang around and talk, and it was awesome. I mean, I don't think, really, I thought about this on the way over, I don't think I ever felt as accepted by a group of people before or after as I felt at that place.